Um, Donald Trump is going after the woman he legally. He's in filing investigation. That's my bad. I apologize. Fair enough. You know what, Mr. Tism? It's okay. Everyone does it.
Reporting that Donald Trump's Department of Justice is targeting Eugene Carroll, the former magazine columnist.
Eugene Carroll was by Donald Trump, and DOJ is now investigating E.G. Carroll.
Found liable for sexually abusing in 1996. That's in front of a civil jury. Citing multiple sources familiar with the matter, CNN reports that DOJ has launched a criminal investigation into whether Carroll committed perjury in a 2022 deposition when she said she received no outside funding for her civil lawsuit against Trump for sexual abuse. The legal team around Carroll later disclosed that billionaire Democratic donor Reid Hoffman paid some of her legal fees. Of course, we don't know when that happened and when she answered that question. I should note, MS Now has not independently confirmed this reporting.
I guarantee I don't think she committed perjury. Eugene Carroll's very smart. She would not have committed perjury.
CNN says Carroll declined to comment on the story. A spokesperson for the Justice Department,
yeah, she shouldn't.
In a statement, quote, "We can confirm that no U.S. Attorney's Office has declined to investigate any case relating to the subject matter of CNN's inquiry." No U.S. Attorney's Office has declined to investigate. We will not comment beyond that. Take that for what it's worth. MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin joins me now. Lisa, what this reporting emanated from CNN, so we're sort of operating off the report they have. What can you piece together so far?
Well, Chris, this is an issue that actually percolated at Eugene Carroll's first of the two trials that I attended. And we do know when she gave that deposition. And we also know, maybe more importantly, when her lawyer, Roberta Kaplan, then disabused Trump's then lawyer, Joe Tacopina and Alina Habba, of their belief that Eugene Carroll had lied in her October 2022 deposition. I'm going to read to you from a letter that was sent to Mr. Tacopina's firm by Robbie Kaplan in April of 2023 on the eve of that first trial. And I think based on what she says in this letter, the notion that there's a criminal investigation into Eugene Carroll is sort of gobsmacking. She writes, "It appears that you may be operating on a misunderstanding of the facts. As Ms. Carroll testified at her deposition,
literally just attacking your victims while being the most powerful man in the country." Yep.
Contingency fee arrangement with her counsel. And let me just pause there for our viewers. That means that Eugene Carroll was not paying her lawyers as the case went along, but that the lawyers were themselves bearing the fees, and that if there was going to be a recovery, then they would get some percentage of that. Robbie Kaplan continues, in September of 2020, well after Ms. Carroll filed her state court complaint in November 2019, that's the first lawsuit that Eugene Carroll filed that ended up going to federal court because Trump wanted it there, not because she wanted it there. Then she says, counsel for Ms. Carroll secured financial support.
Low-key, I'm scared for the future of my country. You should be scared. You should be scared for the future of the country.
From a nonprofit organization that would help offset certain costs and fees in connection with counsel's work on Ms. Carroll's behalf. And here's the important part. Ms. Carroll has never met and has never been party to any communication, written or oral, with anyone associated with that nonprofit or its financial supporters. And let me then take a step back. The day before this letter, Robbie Kaplan had written to Alina Habba and said, look, in connection with preparation for trial, Jean now remembers something that is different than what she testified to when you took her deposition. She now remembers that she did know that we had secured some funding on her behalf. That doesn't change the fundamental fact of her testimony that she knew that this was a contingency fee case, and she wasn't aware at that time that anyone was paying legal fees in the case. She since has remembered understanding that we received some funding on her behalf. If this is the basis for a criminal investigation begun by the U.S. Department of Justice, now headed by former Trump personal counsel Todd Blanche, who, according to CNN's reporting, is recused, but now is being run out of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago. If this is what this is based on, I don't even know what to say to you.
Yeah, she, as she should be, is pretty upset. Like, the thing about this is that she's going to get convicted. I guarantee it. Unfortunately, I don't see any like plausible way out unless like a lower circuit judge like dismisses it, because they should. Talked about like, is it actually about the content of the suit? Is such an indictment of the news system? Yeah.
Our viewers about this as a criminal investigation.
Yeah, I just want to take a step back because I really appreciate you sort of walking through the facts here as they're established. I mean, I feel a little bad because we sort of framed it because we kind of have to, of like what they're accusing her. But like, I just want to say,
oh, is he gonna pull out a woke moment here?
No, criminal investigation or case brought by the Department of Justice against an obvious person that Donald Trump has a vendetta against should be treated at face value to begin with.
Yep. There. Yeah. No. I'm actually surprised that he pulled that
it's
out.
Simply not rational. It's not logical. It's like it's not a good faculty of judgment by anyone. Like the obvious default that people should have is that it is purely out of spite and vendetta until shown otherwise, right? The rebuttable presumption.
Okay, I'm eating my words. I respect that. Hey, at least you admit it.
And this seems like one of the most aggressive and egregious examples. An 82-year-old woman who said that Donald Trump sexually assaulted her in the Bergdorf Goodman dressing room, who Donald Trump called a liar, who then sued him for defamation for lying about her, and then won. That's who we're talking about, that the Department of Justice apparently wants to criminally prosecute.
Let me make it worse, actually, if I can, because not only did she win twice. She won 2 separate verdicts from juries comprised of people from all over, not just Manhattan, but from places in upstate New York. The juries were mixed in terms of gender. There were people on that jury, including one juror who I really remember well, who was a listener of Tim Pool. If you know anything about the podcast ecosystem, somebody who listens to Tim Pool.
A Tim Pool listener? Do you believe that Trump admin was preventable via voting, or that American politics and conception of corporate power would have inevitably put an administration like Trump in power? I think both. Blood money, I think both. I think the Democrats completely failed in the 2024 election. They shouldn't have posted Biden as the person running at all. And then Kamala Harris gave Americans nothing to look forward to. Also, yeah, Tim Pool supporter saying, yeah, Trump did that. Woo!
On the regular is not exactly a Democratic voter. And yet both of those juries unanimously held for E. Jean Carroll. And the Second Circuit, the federal court of appeals that oversees the court that tried these cases, also affirmed both of these verdicts. They then denied a review by all of the active judges on that. And now he's trying to get his case into the Supreme Court. And just as
that's where he's going with this, by the way, Supreme Court. He wants us to go to the Supreme Court. So then his handpicked delegates will side in his favor.
Is trying to get these cases into the Supreme Court. Lo and behold, he's lobbing this fact of the investigation into the public domain. It strikes me as an attempt to influence the justices' thinking right out of
What's your opinion on Obama's presidency? I'll get to that in a second, Blood Money.
Where it's pertinent. And Chris,
not
one
good.
more thing here. The E. Jean Carroll case that's already been fully briefed to the Supreme Court, the justices have held over for their conference again and again. And again, for the uninitiated, the Supreme Court justices typically meet on Friday mornings to discuss applications for a review. The E. Jean Carroll case has been scheduled and rescheduled now 12 times. It will be discussed.
They do not want to talk about it because they know Trump won't last forever.
Again, or is scheduled to be discussed again on Friday morning. But I can't help but wonder what the timing here says about both the merits of the investigation, but also who the audience for the investigation is. Did they actually intend to prosecute E. Jean Carroll, or are they trying to send a message to the justices?
They're trying to send a message. They're not going to prosecute her. Well, they have no reason to. Yeah, Trump is prosecuting women. Let's go. Yippee! Yay! Our president is going out of his way to prosecute people he's assaulted. We love the United States, man. It's genuinely so fucking frustrating living in this country. And this is why, like, it's gonna be difficult if Democrats don't be like, if Democrats pull off the oh, Republicans are still good, Trump was like a hiccup, we'll have this again. We'll be in the same position that we are in right now. If they Nuremberg 2, then that'll be good news. That'll be very good news because that'll actually stop bullshit like this from happening.